The rain pounded against the windows of the grand ballroom at the Marriott in downtown Seattle, Washington. On that fateful evening of October 15th, 2025, James Harlan stood at the podium, his hand steady on the lectern, but his heart racing like it hadn't in decades. 41 years he'd poured into Harlan Financial Services, turning a tiny bookkeeping outfit into a respected firm that shielded the most fragile from the world's financial storms. His wife, Elena, had passed from breast cancer when their daughter, Sophia, was just 8. The bills had nearly drowned them, but James clawed back, vowing to honor Elena by creating a safety net for others in the same boat. Tonight was supposed to be his retirement celebration, with 220 guests, employees, clients, family, raising glasses to his legacy. But as Sophia stepped up to the microphone, her designer dress shimmering under the chandeliers, James felt the air thicken with impending doom. "Ladies and gentlemen," Sophia began, her voice smooth and commanding, the poise of someone who'd climbed corporate ladders effortlessly. "Tonight, we honor my father, James Harlan, a man who's built something truly special. But as we look to the future, I'm thrilled to announce a bold new chapter. Harlan Financial Services has been acquired by Vanguard Capital Partners. This partnership will streamline our operations, boost efficiency, and ensure growth for years to come." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. James's face remained composed, but inside, a storm brewed. He knew what this meant. Vanguard wasn't interested in the heart of his firm, the Elena Harlan Legacy Program, which subsidized services for 92 low-income seniors, many widows or disabled veterans scraping by on fixed incomes. They'd called them non-viable assets in the emails James had uncovered. Sophia continued, beaming. "This deal values our firm at $16.8 million, and it positions us to compete on a national scale. Dad, you've always taught me to think big. This is for you." Applause scattered. Uncertain, James glanced at his sister-in-law, Carla, Elena's sibling, who clutched a leather-bound folder tightly. She nodded subtly. The room's energy shifted as Sophia raised her glass. But James couldn't let it slide. He stepped forward, his voice low at first, like a whisper building to thunder. "Sophia, darling, that's quite the surprise. But there's something you and our friends at Vanguard might have overlooked." The crowd hushed. Sophia's smile faltered just a fraction. James pulled a document from his jacket pocket, the original partnership agreement from 1996, yellowed with age. Section 8.2. Buried in the fine print. Any sale or major restructuring requires unanimous approval from the founding board, which includes a trust veto held by the Elena Harlan Memorial Trust. "I control it, and I veto this." Gasps echoed. Sophia's face drained of color, her charismatic confidence cracking. "Dad, what are you doing? This is progress." James met her eyes. The pain raw. "Progress that dumps 92 vulnerable people into the cold? No, Sophia. This ends now." Flashback to 5 months earlier, May 12th, 2025. James had returned from a client lunch early, navigating the bustling hallways of their office in Seattle's Pioneer Square. The brick walls, exposed beams, remnants of the city's old warehouses, gave the place a grounded feel, much like James himself. He overheard Sophia in the break room, her voice carrying that sharp edge she reserved for when she thought he wasn't listening. "My dad's basically running a nonprofit disguised as a business. These seniors? They're emotional baggage from Mom's death. He can't let go. So we're bleeding cash keeping them afloat." Laughter from a couple of junior partners, awkward but complicit. James froze outside the door, his hand hovering over the knob. Sophia pressed on. "Take Mrs. Vivian Cole, 79. brings him knitted scarves because she can't cover the full fee. He teared up last time. It's sweet. But it's not strategy, it's therapy. We're subsidizing over $600,000 a year. Market rates would triple our revenue. James's chest tightened. Vivian Cole, on $1,200 monthly Social Security after her husband's passing, relied on them for tax prep and budgeting. James charged her $160 a month. The going rate was $700. He'd once spent 22 hours unraveling a predatory loan scheme targeting her, billing only for those scarves. They were her way of saying thank you, a thread of humanity in a numbers game. He didn't burst in. Instead, he retreated to his office, staring at Elena's photo on his desk, a 1990 snapshot, her laugh frozen in time. She'd been 32 when diagnosed, gone by 35. The medical debt had forced bankruptcy in 1994. James still wore his wedding band, polished smooth from years of absent-minded twisting. At family gatherings, Sophia's husband, Alex, would joke, "James, time to upgrade that relic. Life moves on." Sophia would chuckle, adding, "Dad's wired for the past." It's endearing, but limiting. Endearing, like his grief was a quirky habit, not the forge that shaped him. Their home in Bellevue, a $1.2 million sprawl with marble counters and a home theater, stood in stark contrast to James's modest condo in Capitol Hill, $1,800 rent. Same place since 1997. He'd funneled every surplus into Sophia's future, Stanford tuition, $220,000 over 4 years, her CPA certification, even seed money for her side ventures. Why not buy? Alex had asked once over Thanksgiving turkey. Sophia answered for him. Dad's got that old-school frugality. Thinks luxury is for suckers. They laughed. But James remembered the sting. By July 22nd, the signs escalated. Longtime employee Maria Gonzalez, who joined in 1998 and helped James through single-dad chaos, picking up Sophia from soccer when client meetings ran late, slipped into his office one morning. "James, you need to see this." She showed him an email chain, accidentally CC'd to her. Subject: Harlan FS acquisition. Confidential. Threads dating back to February between Sophia and Vanguard execs. CEO Rebecca Lang. VP of Mergers Tom Ellis. Post-acquisition. Will phase out low-margin clients within 60 days. One read. Sophia's reply: Dad's legacy program is sentimental, named after my mom, but it's outdated. Rebrand and optimize once he's retired. James read on, his hands clammy. The seniors won't even notice the shift, Sophia had written. They're not tech-savvy. Maria's eyes burned with fury. She's been plotting this for months. James, you're not in any loop. He nodded, the betrayal sinking in like slow poison. That afternoon, he pored over the numbers. Harlan FS served 520 clients, 92 in the legacy program. Ages 67 to 91. Average fee $150 versus market $700. Subsidy $550 per client monthly, totaling $606,720 yearly. To Sophia, waste. To James, purpose. Take Vivian Cole. Without them, she'd face audits from cut-rate services, lose her subsidized housing. Or Mr. Harold Jenkins, 74, Vietnam vet with PTSD, needing medical deduction tracking, charged $180, worth $800. Mrs. Lydia Ramirez, 70, protecting inheritance from greedy relatives, $120 versus $750. These weren't numbers, they were lives. The legacy wasn't just emotional, it was structural. In 1996, Post-bankruptcy, James had embedded safeguards. A dual entity, the operating firm leased from the Elena Harlan Memorial Trust, which owned the client roster and mission. Board of 5. James holding majority sway. Sophia had signed on as partner in 2019, breezing through the docks. "You'll inherit the reins," he'd said. She heard entitlement. He meant earn it. Her draws totaled $520,000 over 5 years, far exceeding her billables. Irony sharp as a blade. That night, James called Carla. "If it comes to it, bring the trust papers to the dinner." Her voice steady. "Sophia's erasing Elena for profit. I won't let that happen." The build-up was excruciating. Whispers of the deal circulating. But James held his cards close, the tension coiling like a spring. As the weeks ticked down to the retirement dinner, James's nights grew restless. He'd wake at 3 a.m., pacing his condo. Elena's photo on the nightstand a silent witness. The betrayal wasn't just business, it was personal. A rejection of everything he'd taught Sophia. Family first, he'd drilled into her. But here she was, prioritizing a payout over people. August 28th. Maria handed him the bombshell, a signed letter of intent with Vanguard. Dated August 25th. $16.8 million. Close by December. Non-strategic clients to be offloaded. Sophia's signature bold at the bottom. No mention of James. He confronted her that afternoon in his office. The Seattle skyline gray beyond the window. "Explain this." She lounged in the chair, unfazed. "Dad, you're stepping back. This is forward momentum. Momentum that evicts 92 seniors?" Her eyes rolled. "They're holding us back. Efficiency matters." He pressed. "Did you read Section 8.2? She shrugged. "Skimmed it years ago. Symbolic stuff. It's ironclad." She stood, voice rising. "You're blocking growth over ghosts? Mom's been gone 30 years. The words hit like shrapnel. "Get out," he whispered. She stormed off, door slamming. To understand the depth, rewind to 1995. Elena's death had left James shattered. Sophia, a wide-eyed girl, asking why Mommy wasn't coming home. Debts mounted, $280,000 uncovered by insurance. Bankruptcy followed. A retired CPA, Elias Rivera, stepped in via community ties. Handled filings gratis for 4 years. "Raise your girl right," Elias said. "Help others when you can." Elias passed in 1999. His eulogy revealed he'd aided 22 families quietly. James, holding 9-year-old Sophia's hand at the service, swore to echo that. By 1996, the firm stabilized at $350,000 revenue. With lawyer help, Carla's then partner, he crafted the trust, mission-locked. Veto powers. Protect the vulnerable, the charter read. Over years, it grew, subsidizing those Elias-inspired clients. Sophia benefited. Elite schools. No debt. But gratitude faded. Ambition took root. September 10th. 2 weeks before the dinner. James met the board secretly. Pastor Elena Vasquez. Dr. Marcus Lee, gerontologist. Judge Amelia Torres. Carla. Himself. They reviewed contingencies. "If Sophia pushes," Judge Torres said, "we enforce." Nods all around. James added elder advocate attorney Nina Patel to prep lawsuits if needed. The dinner arrived. Tension electric. Guests mingled. Employees in suits. Seniors like Vivian Cole in her best dress. Vanguard rep smug at a front table. Sophia's announcement landed like a grenade. James's veto followed, reading the clause aloud. Sophia's protest. "This is sabotage." He countered. "This is protection." He signaled Maria. who projected emails on the screen. The crowd gasped at Sophia's words. Dump the seniors. They won't notice. Whispers turned to outrage. Sophia's husband, Alex, stood. Soft. What's this? She snapped. Business. But crack showed. James revealed more. A text from Sophia to Vanguard. Dad's grief clouds judgment, post-retirement. Full control mine. Exposed. She paled. Vanguard's Rebecca Lang demanded clarification. You assured authority. Sophia stammered. James interjected. She doesn't have it. Deal's void. Chaos erupted softly. Murmurs. Seniors clutching hands. Vivian Cole stood. Voice trembling. James saved my home from scammers. This would have ruined us. Applause swelled. Sophia fled the stage. Alex trailing. James addressed the room. The legacy endures. Rate stay. Service unchanged. Relief washed over faces. But the night deepened. James pulled a final card, a filed ethics complaint against Sophia with the Washington State Board of Accountancy. Breach of duty. Client endangerment. Her face, from the back, twisted in horror. Separation papers followed. Her capital account, $92,000 after overdraws. Coincidence mirroring client count. Sign or litigate. Nina Patel rose. If Vanguard proceeded, we'd sue for elder exploitation. Vanguard reps bolted. Phones out. The room shifted to uneasy celebration. Pastor Vasquez blessed the gathering. Hugs. Tears. Carla whispered. Elena smiles tonight. James nodded. Emotions surging. One veto. One legacy saved. The aftermath hit like aftershocks. October 16th. Morning light filtering into James's condo. His phone buzzed incessantly. 52 texts. 28 emails. 5 voicemails. First, Maria. Seattle Times wants an interview. Cairo News 2. Press strategy. Second, Nina Patel. For seniors from other firms called. Want protections like yours. Meeting. Third, Carla. Sophia rang at 2 a.m. Furious. Accused conspiracy. I said you guarded Elena's spirit. She slammed the phone. James sipped coffee, staring at Elena's photo. The storm had broken. By 8 a.m., online headlines blared. Seattle accountant foils daughter's corporate sellout. Save seniors. Leaked details painted James as guardian. Sophia as opportunist. Comments flooded. Hero. Corporates prey on the weak. My grandma uses them grateful. Some critiqued. Destroying family over sentiment? Harsh. One pierced. He's no father. Chose strangers over blood. Maria called. Alex phoned. Sophia's packing for her folks in Tacoma. Separation brewing. She claimed ignorance of the text's cruelty. James sighed. 3 of Sophia's clients requested transfers. Ashamed by association. Handle cleanly, he said. The accountancy board acknowledged his complaint. Review in 30 days. Tom Ellis from Vanguard emailed. Incurred $92,000 in diligence based on Sophia's claims. Pursuing her directly. Her capital wiped. By noon, Seattle Times ran the story viral, 92,000 shares. Recognition followed. At the market, a stranger thanked him. You're the guy who stood tall. October 18th. Board reconvened. Unanimous. Maria as managing partner. Expanded client seats. Name tweak to Elena Harlan legacy firm. Judge Torres. Courageous. James. Many fold for cash. I chose Elena, he replied. By October 19th, Sophia signed separation, no fight. Media. Daughter's marriage crumbles amid scandal. James skipped it. October 20th, Elias Rivera's son called. Touched. Dad said you'd pay forward. You did. Stories flowed. Elias's quiet aids. You're his echo, he said. Weeks blurred. Firm thrived under Maria. Revenue up 13%. 7 hires. Legacy program swelled to 98 clients. Vivian Cole brought scarves, itchy wool. But James wore one proudly. Dignity, he thought. April 2026.
6 months on.
James semi-retired. 3 days weekly. Volunteers Fridays at senior centers. Scam alerts. Free advice. Vivian joins. Sharing her tale. Helpers become helped, he muses. Sophia in Portland now. Smaller firm. 50% pay cut. License reprimanded. No contact. Carla reports bitterness. Will she get it? Hope so. James wears his ring. Thinning. Won't replace. Legacies endure. Reflecting deeper. The roots tangled further. Sophia's childhood. James juggling work. PDA. Her ballet recitals. Elena's absence loomed. But he shielded her. Mom would want us strong, he'd say. Yet, as she grew, entitlement crept. Stanford parties. Funded by him. CPA exam prep.
His dime.
Thanks. Dad. Casual. Not profound. Post-college. She joined the firm. Rising fast. But whispers. Sophia's riding coattails. James ignored. Proud. Until the Vanguard plot. The subsidies math. $606,720 yearly. But lives saved immeasurable. Harold Jenkins stayed housed. Lydia Ramirez's trust intact. The dinner's exposure. Text projected.
Raw.
Grief therapy, she mocked. Crowds shift palpable. Vanguard's exit. Tails tucked. James's complaint detailed. Conflicts. Neglect. Board's probe. Hearings loomed. Post-dinner. Firm buzzed. Juniors asked, Sophia's office? Pack personals, James said. Clean desk. Photos of her and Alex on beaches. Pinned. Family pic. Smiles forced. Boxed away. Media frenzy peaked. Podcasts. Radio. James declined most. But one interview. It's about dignity over dollars. Viral clip. 150,000 views. Sophia's downfall cascaded. Alex filed separation October 21st. Public. Friends distanced. Portland job. Grunt work. Reprimand. Permanent scar. James's routine. Office Tuesdays, Thursdays. Advising Maria. You're better at delegation, he admitted. Hires. Young CPAs. Drawn by mission. 1. Losing her mom to debt. Said. Turn pain to purpose. Hired instantly. Elena's photo now in boardroom. Overseeing. Carla. Morbid. Fitting, James countered. Volunteering. Vivian's sessions shine. Spot the scam, she teaches. James smiles. Cycle of giving. Nights. He whispers to Elena's photo. We held the line. Hope lingers for Sophia's awakening. Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're love's frame. In the quiet of his condo, James contemplates the cost. Regret? For protecting 98 souls? Never. For the rift? Daily ache. But Sophia chose greed over grace. $16.8 million over memory. He couldn't bend. Firm's growth. 15% revenue. 105 legacy clients. Waiting list for staff. Idealists over opportunists. 1 new hire. Your story inspired me. Grief to good. Sophia's silence. 7 months. Carla mediates. She's thawing. Maybe. James hopes. Ring wears thinner. He'll mend. Not replace. Legacy's essence. Silent sacrifices. Unseen aids. Elena didn't foresee this. But James believes she knows. Faith enough. What if family demands your soul's price? The question hangs. Ethical echo. Some things transcend market. Protect them fiercely.